Hi guys.
Welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is going to be about when we got saved. So it's going to be a quick something about when we got saved, whether it was difficult, what kind of kept us going, and yeah, that's basically it. So I'll just go first. When I got saved, okay, let me just clarify. I grown up in a Christian home, so like I've always gone to church, always prayed, read the Bible, all of that, but I can't say that I actually had my own relationship with Jesus Christ. One thing I will say is that I was calling myself a Christian before I even became one. So I was Christian by label, Christian by background, Christian through family, but was I actively taking steps to kind of do what I needed to do? Not really. And as a child, it's like when I was younger I actually wanted to, but it's like the type of people I was surrounded by, the friends I had, none of them were really on it as well. And when you're younger, you're quite easily influenced and stuff, and although my parents were kind of encouraging me to go on that, it was still kind of like it's different, innit? So in first year of uni, first few months in uni, I was doing my thing, just living my life. After that, it's like after that I started going to fellowship, Contagious Fire, shout out. I started going to fellowship, and that's when I kind of started realizing that there's actually other youth out here that are where I'm trying to, build myself to, and even further. So at that point I was just kind of like, this is what I've been looking for. And like at that point I was doing things that I was like, this isn't me, and this isn't where I pictured myself to be, and it's not like I don't feel comfortable like being like this. So there isn't a specific moment where I'm like, boom, I'm going to change everything. But there was a period where I was just kind of like, I need to shift things around. Like there were things I had to cut off, close friends I had to cut off. Like it was not an easy something, which leads to the next question: was it difficult or not? It wasn't easy at all, because there were close friends, and these people were close friends, and they weren't necessarily bad people, but they weren't the people I needed for this walk that I was on. And if I was to kind of carry on being buddy with them, if anything, it would have just dragged me away from this walk. And I had to come and question like my life and say that, are you better off pleasing God and maybe distancing yourself from these people and then feeling some type of way, or pleasing these people and distancing yourself from God and jeopardizing that relationship? So I was like, nah, this is it, that's that. And like I said, it was not easy at all, but it's something I was willing to do. And it's in terms of what encouraged me to keep going. What encouraged me to keep going is that I was able to see the progress I was making, and I was able to see, I was able to see that, I'm doing this. And like the people I surrounded myself with, they were encouraging as well. They were people that I can go to and talk to about like things of the Bible. Whether I didn't understand something, I could discuss it with them. And it's not like these people are dead or boring. Like these people are now my housemates, and he knows them. Like we're all fun, but it's like they're people that I can say enrich my life in this way. And he was even one of the people that kind of encouraged me in this walk, because I was seeing like what he was on, where he'd come from, what kind of like thing he was doing now. And I was like, like it's not difficult. And it's like now, on Snapchat when it sends you like when it shows
memories.
When it does memories from like 1 year ago today, like sometimes I look at those memories and I'm like, and like that was me, like, ooh. But we thank God, we praise God for where we are now and where we are going to end up.
Well, thank God. I feel like if for me, what keeps me going, if anything, straight directly, is looking back at where I came from. Because the person I was before and the person I am now, completely different people. And when I was still on Snapchat, I remember seeing through the memories when I look at the things I get up to and the things I do now, and I'm just like, right, like who would have ever thought like I would ever get to this point? Like who would have? I don't know. At no point in my life did I picture or imagine or think I would ever be in a situation whereby I would have ever, you know, go out to evangelize to people. I remember like when I was young in secondary school, I was on a bus, and one day one guy came out into the bus and was like, "Oh, I believe in God." And I was looking at him, I was thinking, I could never do that. I was like, never ever me. I was like, never ever me. And like, I look at it now, I wouldn't hesitate. If God tells me, listen, I want you to start speaking, happily I'll back it, sort of thing. And because of that as well, like looking at how much my life has changed, like after giving my life to Christ, I wrote a book as well. Like I've never thought.
Hold on.
I never thought. I would ever. Anyways, thank you very much.
You guys seen? Just little promo.
Yeah. I never thought. You just went there. I never thought I would ever write a book. Like it's just not. Not everyone wakes up and say, "Oh, I'm gonna write a book today or in my life or right that." Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
The regular teenager.
Exactly. You know what? It's not. Do you know what I mean? But and even after writing that, I've had so much good feedback and stuff like that, and even that's encouraged me to want to write another one. But anyways, that's why I've gone into blogging and stuff, just to keep writing and stuff like that, and hopefully a new book will come sooner rather than later. So in terms of obviously getting saved and stuff, so I've given my life now 3 years counting. And I remember initially I'd gone to this event, and I just paraphrasing, I'd gone to this event, and the pastor was speaking about identity. I don't know if you don't know him, Creflo Dollar. He came from the States, and he was talking about identity and stuff, and that really made me start questioning like who I was and stuff like that. And that sort of, and at that moment I can just feel like a burning sensation, and I felt like I was on fire and stuff like that. And I went to the altar, and I remember praying for us, and I dedicated my life to Christ from then on there. Not to say it hasn't been hard, it has been hard. I've had a few hiccups and a few bumps here and there, but looking at the person I was and the person I am and what God has in store for me going forward, I know it's great, and I'll keep pressing on towards that goal. So anyways, after that event, what happened as well, I sort of had the same difficulties because I was in uni at the time, and when I went back to uni I had friends and stuff like that into my final year, and sort of cutting people off was a difficult thing, but I had to make that call. And you know, I was blessed with brothers, with families, and even now, shout out to my brother Michael. He's like my G, like literally he's got me every time, and you know, we talk about things, and he's someone I can say he's bro, like not just a friend sort of thing like that. And that's what is birthed from a relationship with God, from people who share the same burden, who share the same goals, same ambition sort of thing. And for me, that was sort of like the turning point was the event, was some conference I went to. Then after that was sort of friends and family, well, friends more so, started shifting, and with the right people around me, I was able to grow and learn more about God and stuff. And yeah, what kept me going was just seeing how much I had changed. Like literally, I remember when I started uni, it's 18, 19, 19, you do your 19th in uni, your 20th in uni. My 19th and 20th, I had 2 big parties, and on those 2 parties, I literally I drank so much that I almost killed myself. And my 21st, I was doing a book launch. Like, do you know what I mean? So much change, you know what I mean? Like, and even now things are changing, you know. God has blessed me in so many ways that there's so many promises and things God has said to me. Even in my 3rd year of uni, I remember God saying, listen, you don't need to work. I didn't need to. There were times where I've had to like not do certain things because God has instructed me not to, and the results of it have been amazing. Do you know what I mean? And for that reason, I know there was a God, because since accepting Him, like I've had my challenges, my fair share of challenges, but I've also seen so much, and so much has happened that nothing can stop me from saying I don't believe in God. It's just impossible. Like I just cannot not believe in Him. Do you know what I mean?
You need to experience
it to get it sort of thing. But you know, for me, that's what's kept me going. And what was it? There's a 3rd one, wasn't it?
No, it's was it difficult?
Difficult, yeah. I think it would be silly to say it wasn't difficult. It was difficult. It still is. Like even now, like sometimes, you know, struggling with like praying and all of that stuff. But you just gotta just keep looking at the bigger picture, keep pressing on.
And what annoys me is that people see, like when you tell like an atheist that you're a Christian or something, they see you as like someone that's a sheep, that you don't have your own ideas and you're being lazy. But in actual fact, being a Christian in this day and age is not something that's easy. If anything, we're actually stepping out and doing a lot more than like the regular person would. And I'm not saying that the regular person isn't like we're better or whatever, but I'm just saying that
it's not easy anyway.
But there is, it does have its rewards, you know what I'm saying? Definitely. It is definitely rewarding. there's something and it just feels good to kind of be surrounded with people that you can go to this person, and if you share your burden, you know they'll pray for you, or they'll actually go to the secret place, and someone that God can even speak through. Obviously God can actually speak through anyone, God can use anyone, but someone that's actually got a relationship with God, that you can trust their word, and they can say that I have a word for you. And it's like, you know, having that kind of trusted counsel around you, and like people with sound like ideas and sound so it's comforting to even like live that kind of lifestyle.
No, definitely. And I feel like through it all you still keep learning anyways. Like I can say but like when I first gave my life to Christ, there's a lot of things I learned at that point in time, and comparing those things to what I know now, I can say I've learned even deeper things. And even with what I've learned, I still know there is still more to be learned. Do you know what I mean? And that's also that's the amazing part of it as well, as the beauty of it. Like you keep finding more about God, you keep learning more about God, and I feel like that's very interesting, that's very intriguing. Like the human mind wants to know more anyways. So like when you find out these things, it's like, oh wow, okay, cool. And every time you keep learning, you're like desiring more to want to learn more. Sort of thing.
That's one thing I know. At first, the first few steps will be difficult, where it's kind of like, oh, this is long, man. But it's like when you finally discover who God is, it's kind of like you will actually want to spend more time with Him and be with Him more. It's like it's a weird like type of feeling, and like even when you find that you're not spending as much time as you used to spend with Him, you just you'd want to get back to that kind of space. You'll miss it. And it's like the way I see it is in the same way that when you're starting a relationship with like a significant other, same way that you're willing to devote time to get to know them, because initially it's not going to be easy, like maybe having to spend money to go meet this person or whatever, it's not going to be easy, but over time there will be like a bond where you're like, I want to chat to you all the time, I want to be around you all the time. And it's just kind of like that, like if you don't know someone, that there might not be that excitement to like go and meet them or whatever, but once you get to know them and know how beautiful they are, how just like how important they are in your life, you will. And it's just like that with God, to be honest.
It's the same principle applies. And I always say as well, it is hard to talk about God if you don't even know who God is. And I feel like if there's any takeaway you're going to take away from it, is identity, and that's very, very important. When you know who you are in God, or you know who you are in Christ, that keeps you going. It helps you to get through things, because at the end of the day, the thing is, your actions don't define who you are. Who you are should define your action. Like, it should define your identity. Like, you should don't let your actions, what you've done, sort of define who you are. Let your identity define who you are, sort of thing. So if there's any takeaway, I would say take that away from me. But that's it from us today, and in our next videos we'll try and address and go deeper into more things as well. But thanks guys. Like,
comment,
share,
subscribe.
Yeah. Atu. Yeah.
Bye.